Okay, so evening and welcome to Wonderland's podcast. And tonight we have Elle M Thomas with us tonight. How are you? I
I'm
got
good,
that really
thank you.
tongue-tied. Yeah, not too bad. I'm tired today. My head's not working properly. So thank you for joining us. And I was wondering if we could start by maybe telling us a bit about yourself for the readers that haven't had the pleasure of meeting you.
Oh, okay. As you just said, I'm Elle. I write steamy contemporary romance. I live in the West Midlands. I have been published for 9 years, 10 years next year. Prior to that, I used to write on Wattpad and then Inkit, and then I was on Radish for a while as well. Um, I think it was the lovely Rachie who, on one of her videos, described me as being um, a more mature writer, and don't think she meant my age. I think she meant the content of my books. And the way I like to think of it is that I probably write the romances that your mom grew up on. So think Jackie Collins, Jilly Cooper, those Harlequin and Mills and Boons kind of stories. Um,
Yeah,
Possibly the Harlequin and the Mills and Boone, more spice, but kind of your Jilly Coopers and your Jackie Collins kind of vibe. And
yeah.
that's probably a fair assessment.
And so how did you get into writing?
Um, I've always enjoyed storytelling. So from being little, I had, some children have an imaginary friend. I had an
Yes.
imaginary husband, obviously. Rather than a friend, I had a husband. And when I was at high school, I was probably 15, and my English teacher, who was only a few years older than we were, and very, very attractive, very, very hip and trendy. And he once said about one of my stories that I could be the next Harold Robbins. So even at that point, it was a little bit spicy. I was
Yeah.
pushing those boundaries. So I've always enjoyed writing, and I've said forever I could write a book. And I've said it for years and years and years. But I was in my 40s before I kind of thought, actually, I'd quite like to give it a go. And my daughter, who was early teens at that point, said, well, why don't you do it on Wattpad? I'd never heard of Wattpad. And she said, why don't you do it on Wattpad? Because you'll be able to test whether there's a market for your writing and what that market looks like. And yeah, that's how it started, really. And I'd got lots of books that I'd started, lots of stories I'd started that at that point I hadn't finished. And Wattpad spurred me on to finish them.
I don't even know what Wattpad is, actually. No, I don't think I've ever
So
heard of it.
So you know the After series, Anna Todd. Do you
Yes.
know the After series? And they made
Yes.
movies. So Anna Todd wrote the After series on Wattpad originally, and it's like a writing platform. And it used to be entirely free, and people could write on there, they could read on there, and it was just a way of sharing writing and the love of reading. And from there, other sites popped up, such as Inkit and Radish. But Radish no longer exists. But Radish was aimed more so at those more mature, those kind of racier themes. And Wattpad's still going strong. It's just different now. It's obviously
Yeah.
evolved, and there are paywalls and things like that. So probably similar to a lot of people who do, is it Patreon and Ream and things like that, where they release their own stories in segments, and you pay to read beyond the paywall. That's probably a really, really crude
But yeah, I know
description
what you mean.
of what it is. But
Where
yeah,
you have to buy the coins to carry on the story and you end up spending more on
yeah,
like than you would the series.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that type of thing. Or you can, I think it used to be as well on some of those things, you could wait and it would unlock. But if you're a bit of an eager beaver and you've got no patience and you think, but I'm on a cliffhanger, I need to know, does she walk in and catch them? Yeah, you part with your money or you buy your coins, as it
Yeah.
were.
So what genres do you like is your favorite to write?
I It's probably cheap because I always go a contemporary romance because it's that big umbrella term that covers so many of those tropes. So contemporary romance, contemporary spicy, steamy, racy, whatever we're calling it. Um, but I, I do love an office romance. I love a CEO who's a millionaire. I'll take.
Yeah.
I love all of those things, and those are probably my comfort reads and writes because I can very quickly get lost in those. So from a reader point of view, you know, your Christian Greys, your Gideon Cross, all of
Yeah.
those kind of powerful, office based, very wealthy, very bossy. Yeah, they're kind of my go tos. But I think as I've written more and I've been drawn into other tropes and subgenres. So the single dad, because we love a single dad because he's attractive anyway, and then when he's a really good dad, and I think this is in real
Yeah.
life as well. If you see a man who is a good dad, he immediately becomes 100 times more attractive. The same way if he's nice to the dog or the cat,
Yeah.
there's something on a hormonal level that makes
Yeah.
my ovaries go, aren't you just such a lovely, lovely man? I like you a little bit more. And Mafia, I never ever saw myself as writing Mafia, but I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. It was for an anthology where I dipped my toes in Mafia waters
Yeah.
and then loved it. Absolutely loved it because I think it's that morally grey, isn't it? But you've
Yeah.
still got those key aspects of my original wealthy, powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just he's not even if he's in an office, he's doing bad deals, not legitimate business as it were.
But when he's home with you, he's blinding.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
you
good
kind of get
man,
to
you know.
see.
Forget the criminal family.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
he treats
yeah,
you good, and
absolutely
he
that.
buys you nice things, and you're like, yeah, yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah.
So, have you got any plans to write anything new?
So I am in the midst of getting my next book out. I was hoping to have it out before Wonderland, but life and circumstances have conspired
Mm.
to prevent that. But it's due for release the 1st of September. And it's called Love Doctor. It's had a working title of Love Doctor for years, and I just thought, why change it?
Yeah,
And so that is written. It's still having some edits and a few bits of rewrites done to make it the best that it can be. So that will release in September. That is strange enough, a doctor and a
yeah,
nurse. Both divorcees. Her husband cheated on her with her best friend, and we kind of get to see that background.
yeah,
And they both got pregnant at the same time. Um, so yeah, you kind of see that background, and then she's moved on. She's independent, but she starts work, and finds that her ex-husband is also working there, but the head of neurosurgery is her new love interest. So that's kind of that's all written. That's just having
sounds really up
some
my
final
street.
tweaks and that'll release. It's
Sounds
all the angst, the drama. Yeah.
very Grey's
And
Anatomy. So yeah, I'm up for that one.
There we go.
Love a bit of Greys.
Absolutely. I'm devastated about McSteamy. Um,
Yeah, that
I,
was
I
sad.
love Derek Dane as McSteamy. And I've never really been able to watch Grey's Anatomy since McDreamy died. And I
Yeah.
held a grudge against my daughter for years, going to, why did you make me watch it? Because if I hadn't watched it, Derek would still be alive. But he's not. Yeah, yeah. It broke me
Uh,
a little bit.
yeah, but her new love interest is very lovely. He's nice. Meredith's.
It's not Derek.
No, he's not. Yeah, it's quite sad that like they all sort of like left, didn't they? Because I really
Yeah,
enjoyed the early cast. I do still really enjoy the series, but I sometimes I do miss like Izzy and Yang and all that. So yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so um, what was I going to ask you? Well, I completely lost the plot now. I was going to ask you something else.
It'll come back.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you have any advice that you would give new authors?
The only advice would be if, just write the story that you want to write. I think sometimes, and I do sometimes see authors, and it's not a criticism if that works for you, but I do sometimes see authors asking readers, what do you want? What do you think should happen? And I think it's great to know if there are potential red flags that you're
Yeah.
throwing into the mix that maybe readers won't be receptive to, but by the same token, it's your story to tell, isn't it? So I think
Yeah.
when you're writing it, if you feel that this character is going to do this, then let them do it. Follow it through. I mean, I have been known to say when I'm writing, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. And I've got friends who will say to me, but you're the author. You're allowing
Yeah.
this, you're writing it. And I go, no, it's not me. It's the characters. They
Yeah.
weren't supposed to do that,
No,
but they
they
did.
weren't.
And now I've got to go with it. Yeah. So my advice would be write the book. If you've got the book in your head, crack on, get it written, get it done, and write the story you want. And that kind of motivated me to complete books. Was I found as I was reading that actually I was as I was reading bits, I was thinking, oh, see, I wouldn't have done that. I would have had him do this, or she would have said that, and that was kind of my cue to go. Then write the books you want to read,
Yeah.
and as the author, that's the freedom that you have, isn't it? That you can
Yeah.
write the books that you really want to read. So yeah, I would always say go with what is in your head. Tell your story.
Do you plan your books? Or are you sort of like a fly by the seat of your pants sort of girl when you write?
So I used to be a complete pantster. No planning, no thought, no preparation. It was just literally, um, and that's fine. That's fine if you are writing a standalone. If you are writing a duet or a series or a trilogy, you have to have a little bit of planning, I think, because otherwise you get your wires crossed further down the line. So even things like, as I say, the book that I'm currently prepping for release, his eyes have changed colour 3 times. Um, so it's that thing of I'm writing that bit and they're blue, and then I get down here and are they blue or are they brown? We'll say they're brown because that bit hasn't been planned. So
Yeah.
I don't plan. I don't sit and plan it out. I don't sit and do chapter 1. This is happening. That's happening. I haven't got like a beat sheet that I stick to plot it completely. What I tend to do is put myself notes. So it might be at the bottom of my document, I'll put the names of the brothers and the sisters and any key events, or if there's something that I need to work into it later, I'll pop those notes down. Sometimes if I'm not ready to write that scene, I'll put it in block capitals and highlight it in the middle of the manuscript to say, insert here. And that's as much as I
Yeah.
currently plot. If I had more time, would I plot? I'd like to say I would, but I don't know if I'm that person.
Yeah. No, I understand that one. Well, thank you very much for coming on tonight and doing my last podcast for this year's
Thank you
event.
for having me.
I can't believe it's this
Yes,
weekend. It's just flown
it's
past.
crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of crept up. It was a couple of months away. Then it was 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's in 2 days' time.
I know. It's mad. But thank you so much for coming on and doing the last one with me. I really appreciate that. And I do look forward to seeing you at Wonderland on Friday or Saturday, whatever day you get down there.
Yeah, I'm coming on Friday. I'll set up on Friday afternoon. I've got all of my books packed. I went and packed all of my books today.
Yeah.
I've sorted my pre-orders. I'd put some bits of swag and merch on the page today, so I need to go and put all of that to one side that people have reserved. I'll go and do that tomorrow, so everything will be
Yeah.
ready for Saturday. So you'll see me sweaty and faffing on Friday, humping books and big
Yeah.
boxes
Me too.
round and the usual. And that'll be a
We
sweaty
can
mess.
we can
But the
be
good
that
thing,
together.
the good thing is, if I'm a sweaty mess on Friday, the hope is that
You're not on
Saturday morning
Saturday.
I'll be less of a sweaty mess because I'll be ready.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, I'll say goodbye then, and I will see you in a few days. Thank you again.
You will indeed. Take care. Thank
You
you.
too. Take care. Bye.